Welcome everyone to this show of corporate social responsibility. Company. What is corporate social responsibility? As the name suggests, corporate refers to the business, social refers to the society. This business has certain responsibility towards society to contribute to the sustainable economic development by working with employees, their families, the local community, and the society at large in order to improve their lives and provide for the development, growth, and welfare. All of them doing good for the business. Corporate social responsibility integrates triple bottom line principle that is of people, planet, and profit. Of people refers to the human capital, planet to our natural resources, our society, and profit concept refers that profit is shared by the all concerned beings. India has taken a leading stand in corporate social responsibility as it has mandate corporate social responsibility under Section 135 of the Company Act. Section 125 of the Company Act states that any company whose annual turnover is of more than 1,000 crore or net worth of 500 crore or makes a net profit of 5 crore or more, such company are mandatorily required to contribute 2% of their average net profit that the company make during their three preceding final years on CSR activities. Under Section 135, subsection 1, the company is mandated to form a CSR committee consisting of three or more board of directors or at least one director, which shall be an independent director. In case of a foreign company, the CSR committee should consist to at least two-person, one of whom may be nominated by the foreign company and the other must be an Indian. Another provision under this is Rule 3, subsection 2, that provides that any company that ceases to be covered under Section 135(1) that is not eligible under Section 135(1) for three consecutive financial year, it shall not be required from a CSR committee and comply with the provision. Now, what are the function of CSR committee? The foremost function is to formulate a CSR policy, recommend the expenditure to be incurred on the CSR project to the board of directors, and monitor and implement the CSR policy effectively. The responsibility of board of directors towards CSR. First of all, the board of directors should approve the CSR policy after taking into account the recommendations made by the CSR committee formed in the company. They should ensure that the activities that are included in the CSR policy are undertaken by the company in accordance with the Schedule 7 of the Act. The company should ensure that they should at least spend 2% of their average net profit in CSR activities and in persuasion of CSR policy. The companies are mandated to disclose the composition of CSR committee in the boards of report as per Section 134, subsection 3. The companies should disclose the detail of the CSR policy and adopt and uh, CSR policy that are developed and implemented by the company in CSR board report under clause O of subsection 1 of section 134. The content of the policy and CSR activities are to be placed on the company's website, that is a mandate on Rule 9. In case of a foreign company, CSR report forms a part of its balance sheet to be filled with the registrar of the company, that is under Section 381 of the Companies Act 2013. The board report is one of the major provision under CSR. In 2014, the Government of India provided the company's corporate social responsibility rules, which subsequently got amended in 2016. It outlined national voluntary guidelines on social, environmental, and economic responsibility of business. The principles followed are, according to Principle 1, business should conduct and govern themselves with ethics, transparency, and accountability. Principle 2 states that business should provide goods and services that are safe and contribute to the sustainability. Principle 3 states that business should promote well-being of all employees. Principle 4 states that business should respect the interest of and responsive towards all stakeholders. Principle 5 states that business should respect and promote human rights. Principle 6 states that business should respect, protect, and make effort to restore environment. Principle 7 states that business so engage in influencing public and regulatory policy should do so in responsible manner. Principle 8 states that business should support inclusive growth and equitable development. Principle 9 states that business should engage with and provide value to their customer and consumer in a responsible manner. What are the CSR activities that the companies can contribute for the welfare of society? First of all, it's the eradication of hunger and poverty, for education, for gender equality, for environmental sustainability, for protection of national heritage, art and culture, for benefit benefit of armed forces, widows or veterans, for promoting sport, for contributing to the central government umbrella funds such as Prime Minister Relief Fund, to contribute to the public funded universities, for rural and slum development, for disaster relief, etc. What are the ways through which business can carry out CSR activities? CSR activities must be carried out by the business in project or program mode only. CSR activities must be based on CSR policy of 2014 or Schedule 7 of the Companies Act 2013. CSR activities must be preferably conducted in local region where company operates. CSR activities can be undertaken through a registered trust, registered society, or charitable company having a good track record of at least 3 years. Companies can jointly undertake CSR project in collaboration, such a pattern that each company can report separately on such project. This will help positively to conduct CSR project at a large scale. CSR rule focuses to have a transparent monitoring and reporting mechanism for bringing positive social and environmental change to bridge the welfare gap in India and in order to attain sustainable development. The Government of India amended the Companies Act in 2019 and introduced a new provision under corporate social responsibility, under which the companies had to show their spending on CSR activities. The provision states that the Act mandates the eligible companies as stated in Section 135 to spend at least 2% of their net profit in 3 years towards CSR activities. If the companies are now obliged to transfer their unspent CSR fund to one of the funds prescribed under Schedule 7 of the Act within 6 months of the end of financial year and disclose the reason for not spending in the annual report. The fund could be Prime Minister Relief Fund or other fund. If the CSR fund are committed to certain ongoing projects, the company must transfer the amount to an unspent account with a scheduled bank within 30 days from the end of the financial year. From here, the amount must be utilized for those projects within 3 years. If the company fails to spend this amount, it must be transferred to one of the funds mentioned in Schedule 7 of the Act. No specific tax exemption have been extended to CSR expenditure per se. The Finance Act 2014 also clarifies that expenditure on CSR does not form part of business expenditure. What are the punishment and penalties that are imposed on the companies who does not comply with the CSR provision or violates it? First of all, the companies that violates the CSR provisions, they are treated as a civil law. If the company violates the CSR provision, they are liable to pay a minimum penalty of rupees 0.5 lakh that may extend to rupees 25 lakh. Further, every defaulting officers of the company may be liable to imprisonment for up to 3 years or a fine up to rupees 5 lakh or both. What are the need or importance of CSR, especially in India? A well-managed CSR program enhances brand equity, raising awareness, and aligns with strong values. Purpose-driven company resonate positively with customers. Studies shows that 88% of surveyed individuals would buy product from a responsible company. 85% would support such a company in their community. Sensar help companies integrate economic, social, and environmental imperatives, contributing to a positive image. Sensar initiatives helps to foster values like empathy, loyalty. This leads to a better teamwork, camaraderie, and ultimately low attrition. CSR ensures companies are accountable to employees, customers, suppliers, and shareholders. In India, CSR is not just a moral responsibility, it has a clear legal, accounting, and tax implications. Now, some of the leading examples of companies that contribute to the CSR activities in India are Mahindra Group has a CSR policy in which it invests in projects to uplift for education, entrepreneurship programs, and environmental initiatives. Hindustan Unilever has a CSR policy that focuses on creating a sustainable livelihood and promotes health, hygiene, and environmental sustainability. Tata Group is one of the most active CSR promoter, and its image is quite famous in India. It has an overreaching philosophy of Sarva Bhavantu Sukhina that translates to may all be happy and prosperous. Apollo Tyres has a CSR policy that seeks to create social and environmental value by contributing to the sustainable development of communities where it operates. Thank you for joining this session. Bye.